guys, welcome to Artwork Empire. I'm your host, Guthrie Melchiade. Hey, today we got my good friend Jacen Carpenter, he's a photographer, videographer from LA. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, bro? I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great, man. Thank you so much. This is our first visual, I guess, episode we got going on here. So I appreciate you coming in, man. Really, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me out.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Really excited, man. I heard you went in a little helicopter ride just this afternoon, man.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. This guy DM'd me like a couple days ago asking if I wanted to go over downtown LA free of charge. So of course I'm gonna say yes.
Dude,
it was a blast. It was so much fun.
That is great. You've been out in the air for multiple times, right?
Yeah, we did a job last week with this other company over downtown LA. So it was a cool experience.
That's so sick. I tend to do that a lot for my day-to-day job, but I never experienced a helicopter. That's pretty sick, man.
Going up in that Goodyear blimp was still one of my favorite memories. That was so much fun.
That's cool, man. That's very sweet. That's awesome. Hey, man. I love to introduce the community. What do you do, dude? How long you been doing photography, and what do you do for?
About four or 5 years almost now. I've been doing photo and video.
Wow.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years, man. You're fucking great.
Yeah,
for 4 or 5 years.
Because I modeled beforehand, and
Oh, okay.
one day one of the photographers on one of the shoots let me borrow one of his old cameras. I was like, have fun. I was like, fuck yeah. So I went out and played with it. Literally that week, I went out and dropped a few thousand on a whole setup. Quit my job.
Okay.
Quit my job 2 weeks later and been running with it ever since.
Oh, that's right. I think you were telling me about that like a while back. So for the listeners, yeah, we I think we met in a little cool trip out to Yosemite. That's where it was.
With Chris and Noah.
Shout out to the guys for sure.
What up?
That's awesome. That was a super sweet trip. But dude, that's cool. Did you do a lot of YouTube to learn as well, or?
Yeah, definitely. Either from just shadowing people who I looked up to. Thankfully, I was able to get into those kind of circles. And then also just YouTube was everything. I mean, any kind of question I had was on YouTube. You know what I mean?
You got any like inspirations you look out to for your work as well? I mean,
definitely when I was first starting out, Cole Younger, rest in peace for sure.
Yeah,
We used to go on trips to Mammoth every couple of weeks. Me, him, and my buddy Scott. And fuck, bro, his work was definitely something.
This is definitely too. Wow, you got a good eye, man. So you got two types of work. You got portraiture and a lot of landscape you do. Did you start with landscape first, or?
Yeah, I got into photography definitely through like astrophotography. That piqued my interest the most when I was first starting, because I just didn't believe that people were taking those kinds of photos like, straight off their camera. I was like, there's no way you're seeing that.
Yeah, I know. It's that's kind of what got me into photography too. I got into photography because of night exposures, I guess, for like light painting. That's what it was.
Yeah, light painting too, and like steel wool and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was like, there was like a science behind it. So I don't know. It was kind of sick. I kind of got me into it, and then from there, I just developed to grow up with, just
I definitely found my own like interest that I was loving a lot more to work on and that kind of stuff. It just kind of been leaning more towards that way as the time goes by.
That's cool, man. That's awesome. And portraiture, how long you've been doing about the same for portraiture?
About maybe 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
very recent.
Maybe
okay,
a year or two.
Okay.
And then I've just dove fully into it. Like I've been trying to be on set as much as possible.
Okay.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I love, obviously, the music's my favorite thing, but.
Is that the where you eventually want to move into fully, like full time?
Full, definitely. I'm trying to move more into, like I've discussed with you, the director role. But now, definitely photos and music are my favorite thing.
Okay, that's sweet for sure. Any specific music genres you want to shoot mostly for?
I mean, obviously, I love rap music.
Okay,
most, but there's nothing that I wouldn't love to shoot. You know what I mean? Just being able to be creative on it. Yeah,
that's definitely an area where I enjoy mostly doing my work too. Is a lot of music, and it's just the atmosphere of music touring. I think it's just like super sick.
And on set too, like when you have the right people around you, bro, that's so much fun. Like when you have just the right group of fucking people, that make the whole project come together, and the outcome is just amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a family for sure.
Exactly. When you have the right people around you, but it's rare.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's true. It's a big industry, man. Yeah, you definitely want to like probably land in a good group and then just work from there for sure.
Yeah, thankfully I have so
That's
far.
good.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
What's your latest work? What have you been working on lately, man?
Just been doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
Okay.
We just did a project actually for this sweatshirt I'm wearing right now, Corona Lisa. We did a little drop for that. I just did a project with DGK, the skate company.
Okay.
Um, we got a couple shoots coming up. I just did one with an Atlantic Records artist called PJ.
Okay.
I have a couple of projects with that Interscope coming up that I'm stoked.
Oh,
Yeah, so
sick.
this producer I work with, he's kind of representing me, but off more of a handshake. There's no paperwork or anything. He made a couple introductions for me, so
Okay.
I have a couple shoots with Interscope coming up, and then next week also we have on Thursday a shoot with Gashi.
Kashi. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm pretty stoked on that.
Wow, that's cool, man. What's kind of like your mindset in going into meeting or interacting with people to go on with projects? Like, how do you jump into that wagon? I don't know, meeting people and just like jumping into projects.
Definitely just networking yourself. Like if you can't sell yourself to these people, then I feel like there's nowhere for you to go. Unfortunately,
Okay,
like
that's
if you,
raw. Yeah, that's raw.
yeah, if you can't sell yourself to these people,
Okay.
there's just you're never gonna land work. And
Mhm.
like I've been there like where I don't know how to do it. But
Mhm.
thankfully I'm getting to this point to where like I don't care who you put me in the room with. I know that I'm gonna vibe with this person and I'm gonna be able to make something out of it. And that's not even on some like just beneficial shit, just on some like cool, like
That's some
let's
cool
all
stuff.
vibe and let's see what we can all do together.
That's true, man. Hey, so you're good with people, or you're just natural and with interacting
Yeah,
with people.
when
and
I
just-
want to be for sure. A lot of the times I don't really feel like being social or personable with people, but
Okay,
but I
okay.
could force myself to when I need to.
Have you had bad, I guess, customers or people you work with like terribly?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but I won't talk about them. We don't talk about them.
Okay,
Just that's how we move forward in this industry, bro. We don't talk shit about anybody.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I've had those too, so it's all
We
good.
just push them behind us, bro. Fucking keep pushing.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Um, so interesting topic. So you were I know you've been working with your buddy with I know with some tattooing, right?
Yeah,
Some
Isaac
shooting.
Paleo. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you've been going to these hype houses, right?
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about that, man.
It's crazy, man. Seeing all these like young kids with so much power. Like not even just power. I'm just saying like just their social influence in general is just insane with how young they are.
Uh-huh.
But it's cool definitely to see the ones that are humble and respectful and have their heads on straight killing it. You know what I mean? That's dope as fuck to see this 18-year-old kid pulling in 6 figures a month. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's inspirational for sure to me.
Makes
at
me
least.
question myself, man.
Right? Like I said to you, like it makes me question everything I'm doing. But like it's cool because I love what I'm doing.
Right. It's not about the money, but usually
Yeah.
exactly what you love doing.
And I
for
know
sure.
it's gonna come. The money's all gonna come.
Right.
Just gotta keep putting
Mhm.
in work.
Yeah, that's cool. I like your buddy's work. That's definitely super sick. So I'm glad your stuff has been getting out in articles, I think, right?
Yeah, we got published in Inc. magazine a few times.
That's right. That's where I
Yeah.
saw it.
Yeah.
So sick.
Yeah, it was cool. It was fun.
That is so sick.
Yeah, we got back-to-back days with them, and then they did another article like the next week. It was super cool.
Wow. Congrats, man. That's awesome. That's
Thank you,
super
bro.
sick.
Appreciate it.
Since we're talking about like people and inspirations, I guess where do you see your work going for? Like, are you looking to inspire people to see your work, or how do you see your work influencing like others down the line?
I mean, it just depends, honestly. When it comes to my landscape photos, I want people to definitely feel something when they look at my photo, whatever emotion it may be. I want you to feel something,
Yeah.
but that's usually what I go for.
Okay.
The portraiture is mainly I love lighting, like contrast.
Oh, okay.
Contrast and lighting is what I focus on mainly for like my portrait work. My landscape work too, but more like I'm trying to catch an emotion.
It's usually your editing. Are you like the type of person that sits there a lot and post
So-
and
Until about maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, I
Mhm.
was a big editor, but now I shoot everything in camera. Like I don't try to edit at all.
cool?
Like most of the shit you see me post is non-edited, straight off the camera.
Okay.
I'm trying to lean more towards where I don't have to edit photos at all.
Yeah, that's awesome for sure. I do, I mean, everyone by its all means, like with their work, there's some people that edit like really sick and post.
and I've been there. You know what I mean? Like where I spend an hour, 2-3 hours on one photo.
Yeah.
You know, and I still will, depending on the
Yeah.
project or whatever it may be. But like, to where I want to get to is where it looks just as good when I snap that photo as it would if I just edited it for 2 hours. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Just learning lighting and exposure and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Do you spend more time, I'm sure, doing more editing touch ups and for your portraiture, right?
Yeah, definitely. Depending on who the client is, like there's some are very needy and want their skin retouched or like, you know, things like that. But I thankfully haven't had too many nightmare clients.
Okay. Yeah. How comfortable you're like directing people like to take photos with portraiture?
Very comfortable.
Very confident.
Very comfortable with like directing and posing and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I've never had any thankfully awkward situations or like where someone was just like, I don't want to do that. Like, you know, with like a certain pose or like where it comes to lighting. I'm like, just trust me, it's gonna be sick. Like,
cool.
It might kind of feel awkward sometimes with the posing, especially some of the girls. But I'm like, just give me an opportunity, watch what the outcome is. I'll show you, and like, you're gonna love it. Yeah.
So what got you into? Because I know your type of work with shooting with girls is a little more than your casual portraiture work. You know, it's just more like
a little more provocative.
How'd you tap into that? Like, what got you into specifically just going into that?
I mean, like I said, I'll shoot a wide range of things, but I guess it just started with one client that kind of had me shoot that stuff, and then after that, I kind of had not a demand for it, but I had more people hitting me up for it.
Okay.
And you've seen my second Instagram, and that's like all I could post now. Like I literally get DMs from dudes like, we want more girls and shit. I'm like,
really?
Bro, like I'm like stuck in this shit now. I'm like, this sucks. I'm like
it's like, if I don't want to see mountains, I want to see
bro, I
ass.
can't post anything else besides some ass. Like, girls, I get like 10 DMs, like, where the bitch is? I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, calm your ass down. Fuck. Where's your family at, dude? Go home.
That's funny. So, wow, that's cool. I know. Have you had? I don't know if you had any maybe issues with like maybe being in relationships and like having.
I've had definitely a lot of relationships in because of social media.
How do you deal with that? We don't need to get too personal, but just like
I mean, it's hard at the end of the day because if you just don't trust somebody, it's not going to work out. And I do shoot with a lot of women, so if my significant other can't come to terms with that, and it's just something they should never jumped into from the beginning. You know what I mean?
I do. Yeah, the reason why I bring it up because a lot of creators can probably be listening to this and they can struggle with a lot of relationships that in the creative field you have to do a lot of independent work, and it really you can clash with someone like that. But specific for your type of work, I mean, I can see someone just being like super insecure about it and stuff like that.
That's what it usually comes down to is insecurities and just a lack of trust. But the thing is, I've always been upfront with all of my exes and my previous girlfriend. Like I'm upfront about everything. I have nothing to lie about.
That's cool.
That's just who I've always been.
Okay. Well, besides fears and insecurities, man.
Shit.
How do you deal with like creators blocks, man? I know we're talking about like your editing workflows and stuff like that. How do you get out of the mindset if especially with COVID lately, it's been fucking a lot of downtime, and
Rough.
how do you challenge yourself in order to like change your workflow a little bit and
I mean,
kind of get you going again?
the first few months were definitely rough. Like every day, every other day, I was getting emails or texts saying jobs are postponed or canceled, and it was just definitely like a block, like you said. Like I didn't even want to go create. Thankfully, I got out of my shell and like I broke out of my comfort zone again, and I started diving full force into just creating. Even if it wasn't paid, I was like forcing myself to go out and just create something every day that I actually like cared about and wanted to do.
Okay.
And that led to me and Isaac actually doing a lot of work together, and we started crushing it. And then it started leading to more paid work, and then everything started picking back up again. You know what I mean? I feel like it almost comes full circle, but like you have to pick and choose your battles for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you see photography going in like, I don't know, 5 to 10 years? Do you feel like you face maybe a fear of losing work because how I don't think a lot of people appreciate photography.
Yeah.
Like how do you do like, I mean, back in the days, I guess, with having a smartphone and taking photos, like it's like so easy just to get away with it. How do you have a fear of losing work like down the line throughout the years?
Yes and no. I think it comes back to that point I was telling you about, like your connections. And if you have those
Okay.
connections, they won't go away. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But I definitely do feel like photography in general is taking like a decline. And obviously the industry is moving more towards video. And bro, I've done photo shoots where I've taken a photo of a girl with my iPhone and my camera, and she loves the iPhone picture 10 times more. And
Really?
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, it's just so stupid. But like, that's just what people like. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the style, I guess, and shit, which is so stupid. It's almost like that dumbed down quality. Like,
I know
it gets frustrating at times, but I'm like, whatever.
yeah. Have you heard of those? I heard of the weddings they do all just phone. I
Yeah.
think it's just like
Which is that's cool if that's what you're going for, but I feel like that's what everyone's doing because hey, like my cousin could do it for fucking $20. They're not gonna charge me thousands. Like I'm like,
I know
let's let your cousin do that shit. Then.
I know. I think when you shoot a photo specific way, and the way I like your work too, yeah, like you say, is just straight out of camera as much as you can. But I think I had Noah the other time here too. We're talking about it. It's just like we don't want to put a filter over it and like be like it's all baked in, and like 10 years from now it's like, oh, that was such a 2010 like filter, and you're like 30 years down the line.
That's the
It's
thing
like
too. It's like for my photos now, it's like I want to get a specific style. Like for all my photos, I want them to look that way. Like, and that's my look, you know what I mean? I want to keep that consistent, but like with certain people, it's just hard because they want their shit like this. And it's just like butting heads almost. I don't know.
butting heads, yeah. For the listeners, you want to explain a little bit how what's kind of your work, like how's it look, like what do you aim for usually on the landscape side of things?
What do what you mean? Like, what do I look for when I'm going out
Yeah.
to like take landscape photos?
Yeah, what do you
Well,
do
I mean,
usually?
for landscape photos, I'm only shooting at either sunrise or sunset.
Oh,
Like, I
okay.
have a specific like I love that golden look. Unless I'm
Golden.
shooting like night stuff for sure. Like I love stars and like night photos, but if it's daytime, I usually prefer to stick to like either sunrise or sunset, just because I like that more contrasty golden. Look.
Contrasty golden. Okay. Yeah. Did you was your work always like that? Well, I mean, you said you tapped into astrophotography, but you always aim for golden hour and
No, it definitely changes all the
Okay.
time. Like it started with the astrophotography, then I got really into like long exposures, then I got really into like street photography, and then I got into just landscape shit. You know what I mean?
Landscape,
And portrait, music, fashion, models. Like it's just like everything kind of evolves, and my interest it just kind of changes in the heartbeat. But I haven't done anything that I don't like yet. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, thankfully.
Okay.
Thankfully, I'm sure there will be a day where I show up to the shoot and I'm like,
That's right. There's no filter here, man. You
Yeah,
can say
like,
all that.
fuck. But I mean, like I said, I'll deal with it when it comes to it. But like, it's all good.
For sure. What's one of the biggest projects you've done? You've been super proud of with achieving or meeting people with? It's just like
I mean, those last two inked publications were pretty cool.
Okay.
Inked magazine publications. Those are the
yeah,
most
those are pretty
recent.
sick for sure. Yeah.
Working with Flatbush Zombies and Tech Nine was super cool. I mean, I've listened to them my whole Tech Nine, especially I listened to since like fucking middle school. So it was cool to work with him. They were all super respectful and humble artists. Nothing really though. Like just the biggest thing for me that I'm focusing on right now is making that transition to directing the short film.
Okay. Do you see yourself maybe in the next 5 years, like directing mostly?
I think by the end of this year.
Oh,
I'm not
sick.
I'm not trying to wait on anything.
Oh,
I'm done.
I like that.
I'm done with anyone telling me I'm done with anyone telling me I have to wait for my time and shit. Fuck that.
Okay.
Like, I'll go out and make shit happen myself. But
Yeah.
thankfully I have people on my side that are helping me too.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah,
I like the.
I don't want to wait for anything anymore.
Okay, so well, let's say 5 years from now, then. So you'll be shooting some major stuff then.
Hopefully, I mean,
Yeah.
definitely that's the goal for sure. I want to
Okay.
move from short film to more like documentary style photojournalism kind of things, more impactful.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's
like
where I
obviously
aim
I have to
to.
start somewhere, you know, with the music videos and that kind of stuff. But I want to move more into more impactful things.
Dude, I like the energy. Just like, no, at the end of the year,
Yeah,
fuck
no,
this.
I'm not waiting, bro. Because I've had people tell me like, "Yo, you have to sit in your lane and wait for your turn."
I know.
And honestly, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like it's how I feel.
Oof. It's how they understand. I think that's where I guess like customers pick it up where they see your drive. You're so into your craft.
Yeah.
And if you're just so passive and you're like, yeah, whenever it comes or whoever I meet or whatever, but if you I guess have that attitude where you're just like are
And
pushing so hard. I
I'm
like that, dude.
I'm very humble and respectful, and I'll be quiet and stay in my lane and let my work speak for itself. But like, there's times where I have to speak up and I have to show my shit and be like, I know I can handle this, and I know I can achieve whatever the fuck you want to, whatever your goal is. Like, I can accomplish that for you.
Yeah, yeah, that's true, man. That's raw for sure. You know, um, for sure, man. So what do you usually shoot with? What are you rocking?
Canon, all
Canon?
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I love to talk gear, man. What's
5D Mark IV.
5D
is my
Mark
body,
IV?
yeah. And then I use a wide variety of lenses. Usually the 24 to 70 is my go-to.
Okay.
Tokina. I have a few Tokina lenses that I use.
Yeah.
They're one of my sponsors. The 50 millimeter Opera is one of my favorite lenses, especially in low light. Like, it's just so crisp and clean.
Yeah.
They have a nice wide angle too, the 16 to 28, and then the telephoto. I have a Canon, the 70 to 200.
7200, yeah. No, Canon's always been like on their top, man. Especially with a big swing right now with a Canon coming out.
That R5.
The R5.
Looks
Is it
ridiculous.
R5 and R8? I think.
I
It's just
I don't know if they have a R8.
I think it was like two models, but I remember looking at the specs like, nah, dude, really?
Oh, so it's just like it's gonna be a game changer.
I know, I can't wait. It's I think that's where industries like these, especially what we talked about earlier about iPhones taking over the photography business.
It really is though. It's the crazy shit, bro.
You know,
Like,
it's just like you have a phone that can really take over, you know, like a lot of this type of work and stuff like that. But it's scary, man. But yeah, I can't.
at the end of the day too, I feel like the like creative process when it comes to like the real creative process with like directors and producers and DPs and things like that, you just can't reciprocate that with a phone or some bullshit like that. You know what I mean? If you want a real production done, like, it's just no copying it.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it takes definitely the creative mind than just like a selfie person, you know, to get something out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a YouTube, TikTok vlogger kid can make whatever fucking video they want with this shit. But like, if you actually want some like quality product, I feel like there's only one way to go.
That's one way to go, man, for sure. So what it's kind of getting a little more deeper before we running like shorter in this episode, but like what type of legacy would you like to leave for your work? Like, you see your work getting like, I don't know, like maybe on books or in like documentaries. Like, do you want to get to that level where you leave a legacy for yourself? Like, on
for sure.
Yeah.
I do think the photo and video will be part of that, but I think that the directing will be the long term, what I want to leave a legacy as. And then even the directing, like, I just want that to lead me into something else too. You know what I mean? If this isn't the long term goal for me, it definitely is my favorite thing and what I am fucking passionate about. I love it. But I feel like it's kind of gonna lead me into the next step of life.
Next step of life, yeah, for sure. Okay. Do you see like doing your do you want to tap into movies as well? Probably.
I mean, that would be rad, but people don't really give anyone with no education that kind of opportunity.
Yeah,
I have seen it.
Yeah,
low budget films.
Low budget films.
Like that, but like, if you want to be like shooting the
marble shit or something,
exactly,
yeah.
Like, I don't really see anyone with no schooling doing that shit. Which I'm not saying is impossible. It for sure is possible, and I would love to.
Okay.
And I'm not putting that out of my reach, but like,
hey man, you should.
Yeah, I won't put anything out of my reach for sure. But yeah, dude, I would love to.
Sick. I'd love to see a Jacen Carpenter direct a movie.
Oh, man, some Pulp Fiction shit, some crazy like
What would you? So you say your if you were to shoot a film, like a movie, what would you shoot? Like, are you what type of genres are you into? Like watching maybe that?
I mean, horror films for
horror
sure.
films?
Like anything Rob Zombie.
Okay.
I love Rob Zombie films.
Okay.
Anything classic, like from the early '90s, late '80s. Like,
for sure.
Yeah, like I don't really like anything new that relies on CGI or like anything animation. Like anything that's just like so like. I feel like acting's kind of gone down the toilet,
dude. Yeah.
And like they just rely so much on the special effects and shit like that, which is cool. It's like, I mean, that's why it's here, I guess. But like, I just miss like when it used to be actually like the golden era of acting and directing and filming. Like shit was just used to be actually like. They actually used to put so much more thought into the whole process.
Do you feel like, I know with the consumer level cameras, like prosumer levels, do you feel like the appreciation of making a film, it's gone like really like, underviewed. Like a lot of music videos. If you watch a lot of music videos from like the '90s, even early 2000s, they it was a lot harder to come around to shoot a music video. Even studio time for music and stuff like that. Do you feel like years from now that's gonna be kind of like not there?
So you're saying years from now that like there's just not going to be like any kind of
It's
production
like
or just like anything like that?
it's just like it's gonna be raw from a. I mean, I think Selena Gomez had a music video that was shot all in iPhone. I think.
Yeah, and I don't doubt. Like I really think there will be like TikTok kids making their own music videos very soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Just unfortunately, that's just how it's gonna be.
Okay, there you go.
Like, it's cool and all, like for sure. I get it. Like save your money, and if you are creative enough to do it on your own, fuck yeah, do it. Like who gives a fuck what anyone else says if you like it.
Right.
But
I don't think gear's like an issue anymore. Just like creative.
I don't think so either. I think it's just all comes down to like the creative end.
That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I usually like to kind of like end like a good episode with.
You don't gotta say this was a good episode.
What?
I'm playing, bro. I'm saying on my end, all right.
No, it's definitely a first, dude. Again, thanks for coming in through,
course,
man.
bro.
It's a good first setup. I've been doing this for a little bit. I mean, I just started this, but with the visuals and stuff like that. So I appreciate. So hoping to grow for sure into something more.
It's gonna be huge. Wait.
Dude, that'd be sick.
Just wait. Joe Rogan, who?
Oh, Guthrie Melchiade.
Hey, signing that podcast deal soon, bro. Spotify. Where's my check?
Dude, that's wild, man. I know.
Yeah, he got what 100 million for his podcast.
Something wild like that, dude. It's I think it's also heard. I think he's making more. I think he broke like the music industry, like how another art, like a lot of artists make their money through streaming now. Because I feel a lot of record labels it's the music industry is changing right now, like wildly. You work with a lot of artists. I mean, I don't know if you hear that a lot, but I think a lot of streaming stuff. I don't know what the deals go on behind the curtains, like with the deals and shit like that. But I back to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan like basically broke like like with Drake and like the most streams like anyone can play on Spotify. He basically got the most money someone can get out of like a streaming like I guess platform.
Well, and Spotify is going video, so that's why they wanted to sign that deal because the whole.
Oh, they're going video.
Yeah, Spotify.
And I hear all that.
That's why they signed Joe Rogan's because they're starting like their whole video side.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's making a lot of bank for sure, and yeah, it definitely hurt a lot of musicians. I think, and so man, I think you can look up online and they're it's just podcasting is like in another level now, and then now you can probably go through Spotify and make that your like label, I guess, and then just other labels are going to be hurt for that, so.
But I mean, I always respect the independent artist too, bro.
Yeah.
If you're pushing through yourself, like that's what it's all about. 100%.
Yeah, so interesting. Well, yeah, sure. Hey, Spotify, just
sign me.
Yeah, man. So I mean, you can take your time in thinking about this, but how do you what would you tell like a new photographer out there, a videographer, whatever, they're trying to get into the craft to pursue what they want to do? I mean, with I don't know, to build their self-esteem in order to like pursue, like what you did, like start photography and push yourself. I
mean, it's definitely gonna be hard and it's definitely a struggle. But like I said, after 2 weeks after I bought my first camera, I quit my job where I was like making a good living, and I've been running with it for the last 4 years. And like, there's definitely ups and there's definitely like lows, like really really low lows. But if you love it, it's worth it. If you don't love it, then you're gonna fucking give up.
Yeah. So just follow through it and take the leap of faith, I guess, right?
The only difference I feel like from like successful people in this industry and the people who gave up, or that's literally it. They gave up.
Okay.
Like if you keep pushing, you're gonna get your opportunity.
Okay, so push, just give it your 100%, and I guess just if you have a vision where you want to be, just keep at it 100%, right?
Like I said, there's never really a right or wrong time to do it. You just kind of have to, I feel like, do it. In my opinion.
No, it's true, man. I think I've heard a lot of stories, man, where a lot of people just like quit their day job, like making good money, good bank, and they're like, I love photography, I love videography, and they took that leap of faith and dropped everything, and then now they're like doing what they love, and they're just like sound happier and everything.
Yeah,
It's
man.
crazy.
Absolutely.
So for sure. So follow, drop your shit.
Just, you know what? Say fuck it and go for it. All right, that's it. That's all you gotta do.
Cool, man.
Oh.
Hey, Jacen, dude, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you being here for sure. First visual podcast.
It's okay.
First visual podcast, and I appreciate you being here, man. It's been great hanging out with you. Like honestly, catching up with you. Let's have you soon here again, man. I'd love to hear your work again for sure.
Hell yeah.
So see you progress and grow in the industry, man. It'll be awesome.
Appreciate you, bro.
Cool, man. Thanks, guys, and check out his work. And
Have a
great night, great day, great afternoon, wherever you are, dude. I know. Thanks, guys. Peace.
Later.